Alright guys, so hopefully everything is working correctly and hopefully the audio is working. It takes me a second. I have to look everything up on my end.
Takes me a second.
Okay, got audio. Alright guys, welcome back. Survival Living here, and it's going to be a real quick live stream. I'm going to try to keep it under 30 minutes for you guys. 5x5, awesome. Let's see here. Jerry, good to see you, my friend. Ghetto, good to see you. Lewis, how's it going? I did see the comment about, I hope it's not a zombie apocalypse. Personally, I'd rather have a zombie apocalypse, mainly because you know what your targets are. All right. Right fast, guys, here in the chat, I'm going to put up a channel. Let me get it up here for you guys. I highly recommend you guys checking out my friend there at Bug Up Bushido. He just did his first live stream tonight, and he had a great panel up. He's got members of his mag, all right, and do highly recommend listening in on this. All right, go to his channel, check it out. Don't just subscribe and never go back. There's a lot of good information there. These are people that are actually doing, and not just sitting here talking on YouTube. They're actually training all the time. That's what mags should be doing. I do want to hit on a couple things, concerns of mine with mags. I mean, we have our own group. I built several over the years, depending on where I'm living at. When it comes to mags, one of my biggest problems I have is when people come up, they think about the movies. Well, I'm a tactical shooter. While they can't get their belt around their waist anymore and 360 pounds. You might be a stationary shooter. Bug Guy's video that he just recently did, they're discussing cross-training, all right, with everybody in your mag. And I completely agree with this. I do. Everybody needs to know multiple aspects of the preparedness community that they're with. For those that I see on my channel constantly, I see this on my channel a lot. Well, I'm disabled. I have this issue. Nobody will pick me because of this. Just because you are disabled and can't be doing patrols, there's still positions in mags, which I say mags, mutual assistant groups, prepper communities. All right. You can run a radio. You can purify water. Actually, I had Bug Out contact me in one of my videos because I was discussing there are options, and he's like, yeah, you can run water, you can run a radio system, surveillance cameras, all these things. All right, as preppers, we try to stockpile as much stuff as possible, but you also need to be proactive in a lot of things. Now, one of my biggest things is that people need to start moving around. In today's society, you need to start moving around. I push this a lot, and myself, you know, I gained a lot of weight during my injury, during my surgeries. I gained some weight right now, but I'm back out in the gym again. When I messed up my knees again, shoulders started acting up, working the shipyard. You got to have that body going. That heart has to be going. And I push this a lot because when Hurricane Michael came through here, we had people with strokes and heart attacks. Why? Because they really haven't done much of anything. And when they had no water and they were taking 5-gallon buckets to retention ponds and ditches beside the waterways to bring some type of water home to help flush the toilets, it was too much on them. All right. So I always push real big on this. And if you're not physically able to do that, then you need to be working on getting a group that can do that. You don't want to be dead weight, so you also need to have some type of skill set. Can you run the radios? Can you run the security cameras? Things of that nature. There are options. Let me get in the chat right fast, guys. One of the things that I've seen a lot of people comment is, well, CFP of Survival Living, you are not really a prepper. You're a survivalist. I guarantee you, the majority of the people that comment that I've got more stuff stockpiled in many different locations. As a prepper, I live off grid. I produce my own power. I have multiple bug out locations. I have more training in medical, especially trauma, than most of these people. I'm a prepper. But I believe that survival training is also key in preparedness. I have no plans of trying to ride out the end all be all apocalypse sitting in an apartment somewhere. Because eventually those threats are going to come to your front door. See in the comments, well, I'd rather just kill over. Well, that's you. Me? I value my life. I value the life of my family. I value the life of my group. So what do? You train. All right? I do a lot of outdoor survival videos. I'm trying to teach outdoor survival because I've had to live it. There is a huge thing between watching a YouTube channel, and I know this for a fact, so for the ones commenting right now, just shut up. It's a different thing from watching a YouTuber channel, watching or reading a book on survival, than actually you are now having to go do it. Because if you don't have the skill sets and not trained up in it, odds are it's going to fail. I can definitely speak on the bow drill right off the bat on that one. Looks good on paper, looks good on YouTube. Now go do it when you need it, especially when you're extremely, there it is, crafty veteran. Yep, you got to put it in the dirt time, especially under stress. Bingo. Bingo. He's on the same page on this. He's been out there. All right, he does the outdoor survival training all the time. He's always pushing. When you're exhausted, you've been humping, you've been going non-stop, and now you've got to get a fire going to boil water. Well, you can't because you're so exhausted. I mean, I even had a bow drill failure in my course up there at the Pathfinder course. You had to perform it twice. First time I got it, second time we just got back from a brutal hike. And that thing, it was just wore out. I think it was like day 2 or day 3, whatever it was. Last day, you had to perform that second one. Yeah, I nailed it. All right, I just needed to rest myself up, dry out my material a little bit. I already knew it wasn't going to take that night. I could read the wood. The wood had way too much moisture in it. When it comes to the comments, well, I just carry a Bic lighter. So do I. I carry a Bic lighter too. But I'm also speaking from experience on being a former train rider, someone that actually had to live out of their backpack and off the land, that one day you lost your lighter. One day you slipped it in your back pocket and you sat down and you heard crack. There goes that lighter. Now you can get sparks from a broken lighter, sure. Now you could pull lint off your cotton socks, get a little bundle, and you can get a fire going. But I try to teach multiple ways. I want you to learn multiple ways of starting a fire. How are your bruises doing? The bruises are doing very good. That was from the Burner LE Less Lethal. The one on my sternum healed up decent. It doesn't hurt. The one on the back though is still tender. It is. We're actually gonna be doing some training videos on the OC round. I spoke to Burna on that. We're gonna do a complete all-out 7-round mag dump on me. And I'm going to try to enclose myself a little bit so I get the full effect. Kind of like OC training, all right? And we're going to film it all. The whole process of taking the mask off, because I got a face mask so it doesn't nail me in the face or anything like that, because everybody got all bent out of shape over that. And the thing is, though, most people won't even attempt any of this stuff, but they're real quick. How dare you not wear a mask? You don't have eye goggles on. All right, whatever. Whatever. So we're doing the full thing, and that way I can show you how you flush your eyes and everything, dealing with this stuff. We're going to be trying everything. We're going to see if I can function or not. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to be able to function worth a crap. And don't be surprised if I start vomiting, because that's happened a couple of times with OC training with me. So yeah, we might have to blur some of that out. But yeah, we're going all in on that. I also carry a baggie full of dryer lint and a sample jar of Vaseline. The lighter is still key. Tap Happy Cat. So I'll talk from experience on this. Dryer lint. Yes, it works in controlled areas, but let's say you're down here in Florida. The reason I don't mess with it, because as soon as that Ziploc bag comes open to use a little bit of it, you're going to get moisture in that thing. Happens all the time. The reason I know this is because I'm always out here. It's not going to stay dry. That's why all paperwork and stuff like that to take out maps and everything are waterproof. Same with notebooks and stuff I'm using out in the field to do navigational training and actually laying out courses. It doesn't last. It's just not going to make it. So instead of putting all your spot on something that is so fragile, and dryer lint is, sure, it's free, but putting everything on just that being your key for fire, I don't recommend it. Is it an option? Sure. You know, we've done cotton balls with Vaseline. I like them. We've done makeup pads with paraffin wax so that it burns slower. We've done videos on those too. I like them. I call them fire chips. I have multiple ways of starting fires. I have 12 ways of starting fires in my fire kits, and that's what I carry in the woods. In my everyday carry, I have multiple ways of starting fire. I love a ferrocerium rod. Love it. All right. But even my knives I carry, they're carbon. That way I can always spark off. Even if I find a piece of chert, it might not be flint, it might just be a piece of chert. It will still work. I can still get a spark going. Now, you got to process the wood down correctly. But with the skill set and the training, and when I say training, you're actually doing this stuff, you'll learn how. And then once you get comfortable doing that, let's say in your backyard, now you need to start pushing yourself on further out there without the security of, well, this didn't work, I'm going to go back inside where the air conditioning's at. Because down here, it's rough. It really is. See here, I saw something about Discord. My chat stopped. Give me a second, guys. My chat stopped here. Internet. Freaking awesome. I'm trying to find it, but I think the question was, do I still have an active Discord? No, I do not. I have been extremely busy with a lot of things, so I have not been keeping up with Discord. And our Discord really was designated for our workouts, trying to encourage people to work out. So I haven't really been doing much on that. Let's see here. I'm scrolling through the chat, guys. If you tag the @ symbol with my name, it lights up on my screen. I can see questions and comments, and I'm going to try to answer as much as I can. I'm also going to put Bug Up Bushido's channel one more time here. Bug Up Bushido, I met him a good while back. I believe it was on Dangerous Freedom's channel, my buddy Ron's channel, years ago, and we hit it off pretty good. But during the hurricane down south, we went down, did a soup kitchen with another group that was active down there, and he opened up his home for me and Airborne Prepper at the time, and that way we could rest up and stuff and go back at it. He real nice guy, real great dude. He's living what he's saying. I've seen it with my own eyes. This man's doing exactly what needs to be done, and he's got a lot of great information too. That's why I always try to support his channel, and I recommend you guys check it out. I mean, don't just click on it and walk away. Don't do that. Actually watch his stuff. He's got a lot of good insight, and he's trying to teach people building mags, actually doing the training. So let's see here what we got. I do well with a ferro rod and use the back of my Memorial knife to get a fire. I've never tried a bow drill, but I think I could. Bless girl. You know, a bow drill is just a skill. I'm always using it just so I'm proficient at it. Do I want to rely on nothing but a bow drill? No, of course not. Because sometimes it takes me, depending on the moisture in the wood, the environment, as far as moisture in the air. Florida has a lot of humidity. It can take me 20-25 minutes to get that thing going, even at my skill level now. On average, 7 to 12 minutes, but I'm always doing it. I'm doing one about once a week, so I'm constantly working on it. Would I rather use a lighter? Absolutely. I carry a lighter, but if something happens to that lighter, I got to have multiple ways of doing other things. So that's why we try to teach it as much as possible. Let's see here. Scrolling through here, guys. Right fast. So we did videos on the rice shortage from India. Now, I've seen all kind of conflicting stuff. Well, my area, the price is this. My area, the price is that. Well, my area, we're currently where I'm at, 20-pound bag of rice is a little over 11 bucks. But I'm reporting on where all the prices are jumping in the country already. This is news that was brought in last night, and now we're seeing the price hikes and stuff and the regulation on the rice. That's all I'm trying to do, is bring the information to you. This is why we try to show when there's a break in the supply chain, everything goes to crap. People freak out. This is why we prep. So let's just say that you haven't been a prepper and you want to go get rice, and your local area no longer has it because everybody went up there and started buying it. That's why we try to teach that. Crafty Veteran, good thing about doing bow drills in Florida is that when you do them in a dry climate, it would be a piece of cake for you. Yeah, and it, I did one in the desert a long time ago, but the problem I had is that all the wood was so sun-baked. I was breaking my my bow, constantly breaking those. The spindle was hard to get a good solid piece. All right, and if I did find one, I tried to make it all out of the same wood. That way I wasn't drilling holes through my fireboard nonstop. That was one of the big things, because a lot of the material was just so dry rotted from the sun. Yeah, that was actually a pain in the butt too. But the only reason I needed a fire in that desert scenario is because I need to boil water. I've seen other survivalists drink water straight. I don't do it. I've had dysentery. There's a couple of them that I actually like watching, and they've never had an issue. Me personally, I say boil that water. I always say boil that water. Unless you got a water filtration system, do that. I have char cloth. Char cloth is great to have. I always make up char cloth every time I'm out in the woods. I'm always taking fabric with me. I found out denim, to me, works amazing. It lasts longer. It just holds a better coal, in my opinion. But once it's charred material, it's charred material. I mean, it's going to ignite. So just depends on what you want to use. I like using denim. All right, scrolling through here. Kevin, good to see you. Smoking Swamp, good to see you, brother. How are you doing? All right, so scrolling through here, guys. I did see Led Zepp Girl. Good to see you, my friend. How are you doing? All right, scrolling through here. So, no, guys, like I said, tonight I would try to answer any questions and stuff like that for you guys as much as possible. So just put the @ symbol so I can actually see it on my screen. It lights up orange when people do that. Hi from Canada, have a plan? Yes, definitely have a plan. When you're building a group, and I do recommend having a group, he was touching on security and stuff. I don't do that much here on the channel, mainly because I don't want what we're using shown on the internet. I mean, but he was touching on, if you have a square that you're trying to patrol, defend and stuff, an area that you're trying to pull security at, it's going to take 5 people just for right there. Then plus people on your patrol, a 24-hour period, you're talking 10 to 12 people. Yeah, groups do take up, you need people. A lot of people say I'd rather just lone wolf it. Okay, certain scenarios, you can. All right, certain scenarios, it's possible just to lone wolf it. Other scenarios, SHTF scenarios, major ones, major ones, breakdown of government in your local area, civil unrest, people going door to door, you might want to have some backup. And this is why we push this. We push it a lot. Florida, it's pretty easy talking to people about being prepared. Getting them on board with being a group. If you guys remember one of my little shorts I did, I had a ghillie suit on and an aluminum foil hat banging on the door. The reason why is because I have seen people try to talk to others and they're screaming and hollering about, no kidding, Dewbu, no kidding, plane farts, and just screaming and hollering, acting like a freaking wingnut, and wonder why nobody wants to join a group with them. Well, one, you coming off batshit crazy. Don't do that. Talk normal to people, okay? Just trust me on this. You don't want to be labeled the crazy person down there that's stacking up cat food All right, you just don't want to do that. All right, scrolling through here. All questions, CSP in caps. Yeah, caps works too. It makes it easier for me to scroll through here. Hi from Canada, have a plan. Northwest Nevada, Walmart earlier today, rice was 11.14. Well, like I said, we're just now seeing the effects of it. I was just reporting the news and information to you, actually reading the articles that's being presented for us to take a look at. And Texas was $34. Ohio was $24 for a 20-pound bag. So these are the prices that are being reported, and just giving it the information to y'all. John Wick. Good to see you, John Wick. All right, scrolling through here. Saw Sound of Freedom tonight. Rebecca, yeah, I watched that, I don't know, about a week ago, I think it was. That was a very rough movie to, I mean, I watched it all the way through. It was rough. I recommend anybody to watch it. I do. It's an eye-opener on a lot of things. Even right now, I'm thinking about it right now. It's a rough movie to watch. There's a lot of stuff that goes on with our children. People snatching them, things of that nature, and it's just, as my wife elegantly put it many times, people are garbage. Most people are just garbage. You know, these people that do that, there should be new laws to deal with people like that. New punishments for that is what I should say. All right. Scrolling through. Let the haters hate. Yeah. Yeah, Mighty Robbie. Yeah, you know, but most of the time there's some things that need to be addressed. Like when I see certain comments, even though I know someone's just trying to be a little slick mouth, they make a good point that actually does need to be addressed, because I've seen it, and you know, I watch a lot of other YouTubers too. When I have time, I try to watch what they're thinking about, how they're reacting, and what they're talking about. But when I see these comments and how people are looking at things different, sometimes they need to be addressed, because I'm seeing them going off in way left field that way. From me, and I'm like, oh, you need to kind of reel that back in, because you are go way out there. So some things I try to address just to get back on point. Ghetto, I made it 5 minutes in that movie and couldn't continue watching. Yeah, I watched it all. It was rough. There was times I had to stop it and just decompress. That was a tough movie I recommend everybody to watch it, but it's tough. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you see some little kid getting snatched in the middle of the road, you better do something. And I don't mean just stand there and hold your phone up and record it so you can do a TikTok. You'll probably get crucified for that. How dare you tell people to put their lives in danger? When it comes to a child, yeah, you better. They look to us for security. They look to us for comfort, safety. And when a whole bunch of people just standing by watching some kid get snatched, what the hell? Anyway. All right, scrolling through here, guys. But like I said, I just wanted to do a real quick stream with you guys. I wanted to promote Bug Up Bushido's channel. He's a good friend. I do like, you know, he's like me. He's rough around the edges, maybe a little bit rougher. And tonight was his first live stream. He's got a lot of great information, guys. He's got a great group. They've got a lot of stuff coming on their channel. Some of the things I wish that I could do videos on, and some of the things I just don't have the training for. I'm not going to sit here and talk about tactical maneuvers and show you guys me running through the woods, you know, doing special operation tactics, because I'm not. I don't have the training for it. Do I train? Yes. But it doesn't mean that I can go against special operators. I mean, come on, I can't. All right, I already know what's going to happen. I'm going to get my ass swacked. That's what's going to happen. So a lot of the stuff you guys see, always question when people are running around talking about how they're training and tactical. You should always be training, but when they come up here on YouTube and act like they're a voice of authority, ask them, hey man, what type of background you got on that? Because kind of curious. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, scrolling through here. So anyway, guys, right now, still always keep prepping. Don't ever stop. I mean, just don't. Even if it's only $5 a week, you're still putting food back. We never know when things are going to happen. And when I say don't know when things are going to happen, it doesn't mean it's all-out nuclear war. I'm down here in Florida. Hurricanes happen every year. There's places all over this country that gets hit by tornadoes. There's actually places in this country that's recently getting hit by tornadoes, which is crazy. They'd never expect it. A few years ago, my part of Florida started getting tornadoes. That's not normal for here. Earth's changing. Poles are shifting. Our magnetic sphere is weakening. The sun affects that, affects our weather. I'm not going to get on the whole warming issue with, you know, Al got no rhythm guy. But, yeah, certain words are just flagged, guys. I mean, I'll be honest, I can dance better than him. I've seen him dance. And I'm really bad at dancing. If you haven't seen that video, maybe one of the mods can find it for you. It's pretty, quit laughing. My wife's over there laughing right now. She knows I can't dance worth a crap. I didn't need to. I mean, really? Do I look like Kevin Bacon? No, of course not. For those that don't know what Footloose is, I recommend that show, definitely. I loved it. How's that heat up there, brother? Heat index was 107 today. I do not know what the heat index was. We did get a storm come in later this afternoon, so it actually cooled down a lot, which was great. But, yeah, usually it's so freaking bad, man. I mean, it seems like it's heating up a lot more. I mean, when you get older, it does seem that way anyway, but I tell you, looking at the records, it's getting much hotter. And it concerns me with the heat waves that we're seeing about the affecting on our food supply, our growing of food, water shortages and stuff. You know, it's just another reason why we keep on prepping. Cherokee Survival, definitely appreciate you joining, brother. I've known Cherokee Survival for a good while now. And actually, I think I met you on Ron's channel as well. Let's see here. Oceans are at record temperatures right now. Yeah, I think I read they were up 4 degrees Celsius. I believe that's what it was. Last reports I saw, I think it was Celsius. And I think it was the Atlantic was the one that was really heated up, which is crazy. Let's see here. Stay hydrated? Yeah, definitely. Stray Kitten, sorry everyone, I didn't know the rules. Not sure what you meant. Alright, scrolling through here. Alright, looking for questions, guys. Beer time, Cherokee. I quit drinking a while back, brother. But knock yourself out, okay? You go ahead and have your field day there. Have one for me. Yeah, that's another thing. Drinking up your calories, calorie intake. Yeah, good way to put on a lot of extra weight. All right, Gulf of Mexico is in the 90s. Yeah, I'm not surprised. All right, guys. So I want to encourage you guys to keep on prepping. I want you guys to be working on cross-training as much as possible. You know, I try to get educated and actually do training on medical a lot, especially, you know, like Stop the Bleed. You know, we got the certification on that. I already had first aid, CPR, all those simple things that do save lives. And you never know when situation is needed. But you don't want to be the only person in your group that has those skill sets. And this is one of the things that Bug Out did highlight on. You want to cross train, because if something happens to you, what about the rest of your group? Now, unfortunately, there's a lot of people here, a lot of our community members, they're the only prepper in their family. The rest of their family think that they're nuts, or they just don't want to deal with it. I understand that. In that situation, learn up as much as you can, because when it all comes down, they're going to be turning to you. So you're going to have that information. You're going to have that knowledge and skills to deal with these situations, especially if you don't have a group built. So I definitely encourage you to. I'm not saying you have to go learn how to do a bow drill. I would recommend learning. Absolutely. I recommend learning as many things as possible. One of the things I don't like is when someone asks me to do something and I say, well, I don't know how to do that. If I don't know how to do something, I'm going to go ask, hey man, what are you doing over there, so I can know what you're doing, so I can actually figure it out and do it myself. I don't like being the guy standing in the corner drooling because he doesn't know how to do anything. Alright, scrolling through here, guys. Alright, anyway, I wanted to wrap this up. I just wanted to reach out to you guys and help promote my buddy there at Bug Out Bushido. Definitely, guys, get over there, support his channel as much as possible. He's a great dude. Did we have Magic Prepper? Oh, Magic Prepper's also here. Magic Prepper, good to see you, buddy. That's another channel, guys. He's been getting more and more into a lot of... If you haven't been over there yet, he just did a video on... well, I don't like to use the word panic room because we're preppers. But basically like a safe room. You know, man, that still sounds wrong. It's not what I mean to say. Basically, it's something that he can lock himself into behind in a very hot situation where he has supplies and stuff. He can wait him out, or he can come out later if they don't know he's there and kind of surprise them, pretty much. Definitely recommend his channel. I've known Magic Prepper for a very long time. He's been, I don't know, I think we both started our YouTube channel pretty much at the exact same time. And he was actually my first collab video, and it took us forever to figure that stuff out. I mean, we went about it all different ways trying to figure out how to do YouTube. But anyway, guys, if you don't know Magic Prepper, Getto's already got his channel up. Awesome. And also our mods, guys, we've got a lot of great mods here. Okay, and a lot of them have their own channels. One of the things I try to do is let them promote their channel too towards the end of the stream. Go ahead and be part of their community. If I have a mod here, it's because it's somebody I speak with, it's somebody I trust. Being here on YouTube, I like what they're saying. And most of these guys and gals have their own channels. So if you see one of the mods, they are more than welcome to drop their channels in here as well. Recommend you go check them out for sure. See if he's open for questions. Yeah, I'm still open up for questions, guys. You know, that's pretty much what I want to try to answer anything I can while I'm here, guys. Good times. yeah. No, it was a lot of fun. We just overcomplicated the whole thing. I don't think the live stream for like StreamYard at the time was a thing. So yeah, it was kind of tough. Jeff, good to see you, brother. So I have been asked so many times. I showed you guys this. Jeff actually, Jeff actually sent this to me. This is a MIRA. It is a carbon steel blade. He sent me one a while back, and that's actually what I've been using as my bush knife. That's what I take out there with me all the time. That, and I have a another carbon steel blade he sent me. I keep that in my boot as a backup, or I keep it in my pack when I'm out there in the woods. I like MIRAs. Now, I am old school. I do like my K-bars, of course. You never break them, but I've never broke one of these either. And it was actually MIRA is what I took with me to the Pathfinder course. Good quality blade. I'm not affiliated with them. It is not a huge knife. It's lightweight, but it gets the job done, and that's why I love it. Freaking thing is awesome. So I have not got to take this one out to the field yet, but it's pretty much the same design. Only thing different I've seen so far besides the handle is that it does have that tang comes all the way out, so it's got that coming out the end. I love that, because especially if you're trying to bang on stuff, very nice. I've used these knives as, you know, hit them with the batons and everything else, guys, and they don't break. So these things are freaking awesome. But definitely good to see you, Jeff, man. So I haven't got to go out to the field with that particular one yet. The Garber, yes. Let's see here. Scrolling through here. Love watching Magic Sleeping Bag review. I don't remember that one. I have to go back and search for that one. They don't want to have to throw all the rice away. I'm not quite sure, Rebecca, what you mean on that one. What is the best way to clear bugs? Oh, here we go. What is the best way to clear bugs from rice? A friend has 5 50-pound bags infestated. All right, so more than likely they just have weevils. And the easiest way to do it is to put them in the freezer, freeze them anywhere from 24 to 72 hours. It will kill off the larvae and also the weevils. Now, what you want to do with that? Well, when you go and cook it, and I've had black specks come up because I didn't freeze at the time. I just skim it off. But, you know, just depends on who you talk to. I'm the guy that's eating grubs and worms and snakes and everything else out in the woods. No little extra protein never hurt anybody. But I do recommend freezing your rice first. You let it air dry, and then you seal it up. The reason being is because if you got weevils running around in that rice, they're eating that rice. And what happens when an animal or insect eats food? Think about this really hard. What happens when you eat food? About 8 hours later, they defecate. So, if you ever picked up a bag that was not frozen to kill off the larvae in it, and there's a brown powdery residue on your white rice, that's weevil shit. That's what that is. So, I always say freeze it first. See here. Yep, Joe can eat anything. Let's up, girl. Yeah, I've gotten hold of some bad stuff, guys. Back when I was training riding, I've come across carcasses before. You know, I see it a lot where people's mental state is not in the survival mode, and I get that because they haven't actually had to do it yet. All right, and I get that most people aren't as dumb as me and go run out into the woods. But I've come across carcasses that were extremely questionable. I mean, there were things moving around in it, and I've cut things out. I don't recommend anybody doing what I do because I've been doing it for a very long time. I can see what's not bad and what's still good. Yeah, you'll be amazed when you're hungry, and I don't mean because you just missed lunch. I mean, you haven't eaten anything in 3 days, and you got something there, you'll be amazed what you'll eat. One of the things I've seen a lot of people say is that after so many days, your body hunger disappears. And that is actually true. But I want to caution you, I want to caution everybody on this, because this is where it comes into people are not pushing themselves and actually training in this. They know the physiology. Yeah, you can last 21 days without food. But what they're not telling you or experiencing is that after so many days without food, you're not moving around. You don't have any energy. Your body starts eating on itself. All right, fat around your, like men usually gain fat around their organs first. All right, for the majority of people. It'll start eating on that. It'll start eating on the muscle tissue in your body. Your heart is a muscle. You'll have chest pains. You just don't want to play around with this, okay? It's one thing if you're training for a few days, doing stuff like that. Yeah, you're learning your body. You're learning how it reacts to certain situations. And I recommend doing that. That way you know what you're able to push your body. When you start feeling those symptoms of it, you already know what it is. You know how to react on it. You already know it's going to be hell if you don't get more food in your body. So I definitely recommend some training. I mean, actually working on it. As far as, I see a lot of people say, well, what you need to do is learn how to fast, and fast during SHTF to make your preps last longer. I don't agree with that at all. And I know there's a lot of people right now are going to be mad for me saying that. I come from a background of always pushing, always doing. Everything from hard work in shipyards, iron work, you got to fuel that body to make those muscles work. Keep that mind clear. If you're fasting to stretch out your food and now a threat comes to your door, what are you going to do? Shove a whole bunch of ho-hos and stuff down your gullet and hopefully God you get some energy from a sugar rush? You got to be fueled to fight the threats that come to you, especially during SHTF. While you've been starving yourself and only eating one meal a day at 300 calories, that's not sustainable. Your body will break down and now you will become a victim. Because odds are, if they're going house to house, it's a group that's been doing it a while, so they're fed too. They're not coming at you, you know, Starving Marvin from South Park. I think that's the one. Anyway, they're not coming at you like that. They're coming with a group, and they're coming armed too. Well, you haven't eaten anything in 4 days, and now you're trying to shoot down range 100 yards. Good luck on focus. Good luck seeing that far. Your eyesight also starts to fail on you too when you don't have enough nutrition. So hopefully you'll heed my warnings on this and get away from some of the stuff you see on freaking YouTube. Some of the stuff you read in books. Yeah, knowledge is great, but take that knowledge and make it practical. Actually practice it. See exactly what it is, because anybody can type up a book or something else and shove it up there and says, this is how you survive. There's only a few actual outdoor survivalists that write books that I can recommend. One is Dave Canterbury. Reason being, I've been to his course and it beat me up one side and down the other, and I'm always out there and I'm like, holy crap. I can recommend it because I was there. I was through that stuff, and I'm saying, yeah, man knows his shit. I need to quit swearing. That's what I need to do. All right, scrolling through here. So I do apologize for that. I get heated sometimes. Crafty Veterans channel. Yeah, Crafty Veterans is a great dude, guys. He also went to the Pathfinder course. Great dude. I am also a huge supporter of his channel as well, guys. All right, scrolling through here. Saw the rice video. I just ordered 220 pounds from Walmart. $11 each. Jeff. Very, very awesome, man. Yeah, we've got a lot of rice. You know, when I was hearing this news last night, I was sitting thinking about, man, I could go get some more rice. I'm like, I'm not running to the store. I've got so much food stockpiled up right now. I mean, it really wasn't in our cards as far as what we're doing is prepping. Right now, everything pop up gets stupid. I know I got 2 years supply of normal rotational food between growing and gardening and stuff to add to that, plus, you know, freeze-dried stuff. We got a lot of food, so I wasn't really worried about trying to run to the store on anything like that. See here. Used to be 8 here in Florida. Yeah. Yeah, it's, I've noticed a lot of price changes on food a lot here lately. Andy Jack, good to see you, my friend. How are you doing? All right. Alright guys, so I am going to wrap up here, guys. Please keep on prepping, and I want to encourage you to push yourselves. Please hear me on this though. Don't just grab a knife and go run out to the woods because you watch Rambo. Don't do that. You'll probably wind up not coming back. You need to learn how to navigate. You need to learn how to read a compass. You need to learn how to make shelters, how to make fires. Do it in your backyard first. Okay, start there. Or go to a state park that you pay for a permit to set up a campsite. Walk 30 yards off your campsite, whatever. You know, kind of rough it a little bit. Get yourself used to it. Because, you know, I get a lot of people, well, if you're a survivalist or a prepper, why are you in Florida? Well, one thing, the masses are not going to come to Florida during a full-blown SHTF because it is brutal down here. This is one of the toughest states I've ever done outdoor survival training in. It ain't no joke. I mean, it is bad. You'll be sweating freaking hot as can be all day long, and then nighttime roll in and you freeze. I mean, you were freezing because it's gotten so cold that quick. It just depends on what part of Florida you're in. Everglades, down south, It's so thick. The humidity is so thick. It's even hard to breathe, especially when you're exerting yourself. Heat fatigue takes a lot out of you. It really does. That's one of the reasons. And, you know, well, if they did pop off a Poseidon missile and tidal wave, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter where you live at in America. There's threats. Some greater than others. Others, not so much. So, you know, whatever. All right. Scrolling through. All right, guys. I am going to wrap up. So anyway, guys, don't mess with Florida, man. Yeah, definitely don't. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't even be his friend. I'll just, when he's crossing the street, make sure you go and cross the other street at the intersection. Just don't even mess with that guy. All right. All right, guys, definitely do appreciate you being here again. I want to encourage you to go to my buddies up there, Bug Out Bushido, subscribe to him, watch his videos. Going to have a lot more newer videos coming out, a lot of great information coming out from that channel. Definitely appreciate you being here. Speak to you later.